Chair, member committee reports,
Nope,
mail, phone messages,
nope,
public inquiries,
not at this time.
approval of minutes,
Next meeting,
okay? 6 Gale Road,
we'll continue to January 24th at 7 p.m.
January 21st?
4th. 24.
28 Curtis Hill
I
Road.
just need a
I'll
motion.
make a motion that we continue to
Yeah,
January
sorry about that.
24th at 7
Yeah.
PM.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 28 Curtis Hill Road,
We'll continue
New
to
Spencer Road.
January 24th at 7 p.m. Actually, I have,
continued. I need a motion.
Motion made.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 92 Stevens Park Road.
of course, I didn't. Oh, I did. Is anyone here for 92 Stevens Park? He's not. So this was an after-the-fact notice of intent that he filed with DEP. I just received the DEP number with a lot of comments. You have to be addressed, so we're gonna be continued for the next meeting.
Is
Okay, I need
is
a
he still
motion to
working? Is he still working on it?
No, he has
He's
stopped. The contractor placed the retaining wall on the wrong location, and
Oh,
he
no.
wants to move to be on the shoreline. But that was not what the enforcement order, I allowed him to continue to work under the enforcement order, but now he changed the location of the wall, so I had to ask him to file for an NOI. And the paperwork and information he submitted wasn't sufficient for DEP. So now, because it's, when we receive an NOI for repair of retaining wall, the wall was already there, so they don't have much to say. But this is a new construction of wall, so there's a lot involved to it, so he probably is gonna have to get an engineer to come up with a
Okay.
response.
I need a motion to continue.
Motion to continue.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. 42 Lelandville Road.
Come on in, Daniel.
Come on down.
So continuation from our previous meeting, I had pending, actually, I won't say what I have pending, I'll say what I have in hands. Stormwater comments from Graves have been addressed. Wetland comments from R. Allen regarding the location of the site entrance and the driveway was addressed today, during a site visit with, Daniel, right, Daniel? Yeah, and Art. Flags confirmed, location confirmed. The only thing that I'm pending here is the deed restriction.
Yeah, I have them. You guys have a copy of them?
I have nothing with me yet. He did send me something to take a look at it, but I told him to consult with his engineer because I'm not authorized to make comments on deed restrictions. So I just was just given to me now, so I just need to review it.
Yeah, it's about the river, right? Riverfront.
Yeah, this was related to the total disturbance for the riverfront area, because they are disturbing more than permitted. So it just has not been signed, it has not been recorded.
Yeah, I can sign that and I get it recorded.
Okay, so I'll leave it up to the commission if you want to make a motion to close the hearing and issue the order conditions pending that this will be recorded, signed and recorded at the registry of this before I issue the permits, or we'll continue the meeting for the next meeting.
What's the deed restriction?
So the deed restriction is telling me that they will not be disturbing any more, more than 5,000 square feet for the riverfront area combined.
And this is a, customer owns this now, so we conveyed the property to someone else. We bought it from Smitty, Greg Smith. And so they'll have to, participate in that, the customers, so
So it's,
it's not solely my
do you
property.
mind, cease?
It's not my
Yeah,
property.
just a second. Send it to the other door. I think they're knocking on the right.
but I can work on behalf of the customers. to
So
get
wait a
that.
second,
I
so
can
who
work
owns
on-
the property now?
It's, the Sheens.
Is
So
it being
is,
sold?
No, it's already been sold.
it was.
So they're the ones that are gonna be,
They're gonna have to get that recorded through their name, because now they own the deed.
And are they aware of?
Yeah, yep, they're aware. And like I said, we can work on behalf of them. They've given us authorization to take care of everything we need.
So since now this has been, so I was not aware that had been sold, so the information that I had on the notice of intent shows Charlton Woods,
Yep.
as the, property owner and applicant.
Mhm.
So when I download the, order of conditions from the EDP, it shows there
That we still own it?
yes.
Oh, wow.
So I need the information to have that changed before I issue the order.
Mm.
So do you mind emailing that to me tomorrow?
Yeah. no
Yeah,
problem.
so, and when will this be recorded?
I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah, we wanna get through this, we wanna start, foundations, so we're really up against it, cause, could turn winter in February or
Yeah.
whatever. It could be next week and be winter, so
yeah.
we're really
okay.
trying to hustle now. And we need to get a
So-
well in first, and then we can get a permit.
And they have reviewed this?
Yeah.
So I'll leave it
I
the,
need a motion either way.
I'll leave it the commission, at discretion of the commission, if you wanna close the hearing, issue
Either
the
close the
permit.
hearing with an order of conditions,
Pending.
pending
Pending
signature.
that-
Yeah,
That deal will be, just to be, recorded at the registry of deeds prior to me issuing the order.
And you have to
Yeah.
update.
And I have,
I'll make a
because,
motion for the first.
because I will have to update the order of conditions, I couldn't even have here for you to
Okay.
sign it, because the property owner's information has changed.
I need a second on that then.
Who made the first?
Ron.
Mitch?
I mean, Mitch, I'm sorry, Mitch, and I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All
Is this
opposed?
your original? Can I keep that one?
The ayes have
I'm gonna
it.
get that recorded, I can take a copy and send it to you.
That's fine, I don't need it, just,
I'll give you the recorded.
yeah, so I won't have until, what is today? The 10th?
10.
Can work on that tomorrow, Monday's a holiday, to give me until Wednesday
Okay,
for it to be issued
okay.
next week,
Yeah.
assuming I'll have that recorded before then.
Yeah, it'll be recorded.
And I'll let you know if we can get to it early, it's just the main thing
Not a problem.
with the stormwater runoff this week has
Oh, yeah.
taken all the time of my,
I was coming again on Saturday.
yeah, I know, so I'm doing my best here, appreciate it, okay,
No problem.
thank you so much.
Certificate of compliance, 27H Putnam Road, extension.
In there, have a good night.
You too. No other properties, right, we're all set.
No, you know what, when you come with this restriction, I have the order permit for this stormwater ready to, I just need to give you that to you. I can give it now if you want, or you can come pick it up when you come back. I don't have it here, it's in my office.
All right,
Are you okay with that?
I'll get it tomorrow.
Okay,
Send me some.
that's fine, all right, sounds good, I'll have it ready, yep, thank you, yeah, you too. Sorry, Tom, what was it?
27H Putnam Road extension, certificate of compliance.
Construction of a drain within the 100-foot buffer zone back last year, due to a violation, so work has been completed. They are actually filing for a new permit, so I have to close this order conditions in order for him to start the new permit. So I recommend a complete certification.
I need a motion.
Motion made to issue a complete certificate of compliance.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 23 Robert Boulevard.
It was just in front of us a few months ago, repair of retaining wall 20 feet from the lake. Work has been completed, recommend a complete certification.
I need a motion.
Motion to order the
Second.
certificate of compliance. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Ron did.
The ayes have it.
Ron.
Mitch.
Enforcement violations.
All right, flying.
Highland Road,
Okay, Highland Road. Where's the contractor though? He's not here?
I think you just walked down the hallway.
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
All right, so why don't we introduce the situation first? I have an A&R from the planning board that shows the lots that are being impacted by the water discharge from across the street. So you have an idea where you are. It is a private road. Let me get a picture. Or a camera. Chris?
Yeah.
We're just starting talking about just,
Okay.
yep. Oh, we are past. Okay. So Jackie, do you want to swing around? So resident of 53 Highland Road has a sump pump in his property, and he's discharging it
Onto his property or?
onto his property, but it's directing to a kind of a culvert that was put there,
Which
and the
lot?
culvert go under the road and discharge into one of those lots. Lot 5? Lot 5, so, there we go, if you wanna pass around. I'll give a minute.
It goes
to
under,
check.
it goes under Highland?
It goes
Road?
under the road and is discharged into Lot 5.
Is there any other water that goes there besides his?
Yes,
So it's not, no matter what, there's gonna be water on that piece of property.
yes, but again, the reason we are here, I need to point it out, according to our stormwater regulations, you're not allowed to discharge and sump pump into a budding property. And he is, directly. Now, been doing that for years. You know, the lane has been there before. The road contains the water in that location. And even if he's discharged the water onto his property, first he's gonna flood his property and his basement, and the water might still go across the road into that property. That's one problem. Second problem is the property owners who own that is creating a hardship for them, because now they want to develop. And if we allow this to continue, which is a decision that you're gonna have to make tonight, they're gonna have to accommodate for stormwater. Not just the stormwater that was going there, regardless his sump pump, but he'll have to account for his water running into it. So I'm just introducing it, I'm not making any recommendation, just points. I will let the property owner speak if you don't mind coming forward. And then the contract is here as well, and then we have the property owners, which is Douglas Burlingame online. So we're going to listen to one at a time, and then we'll decide what decision we take. Take a seat, just state your name
I
and
would have liked to
address.
have been the last person to speak, but that's, okay.
No, I think you should be first, go ahead.
When I bought the property, the sump pump was set up that way. It discharges into my yard. The runoff from the valley comes down into my yard. It goes into that catch basin. There's been water, I've lived in that neighborhood for over 40 years. There's been water in that valley forever. It's a valley and it pools water down there. All the runoff from the two hills on both sides go into there. There used to be a little swamp area we ice skated on when I was a kid. It's always been wet. I do understand, but my house is pitched so that I have no other place on my property to discharge the water, and it comes in pretty heavy with this amount of rain.
And it's been going out there since you bought the property.
Before I bought the property, when I was a little kid, the water was coming out of there. It's all, since that house has been there, it's probably been going through that that drain system. If there was a way I could put a dry well in or something that would contain that water, I would've. But there's just too much water, and I'm the lowest point in the neighborhood. And I don't know what to do at this point, you know, I don't wanna be in violation.
Thank you. You want to step in, Chris? Now, you're assuming you're representing Mr. Burlingame
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm under agreement to buy the property
from him?
from him. Is he on there?
Yes.
Oh, he's just on the phone, I can't see his picture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, so I brought up the, my name's Chris, Hanson Construction. But I brought up that, issue because originally the plans that he made in '96, from what he said, that they want to come up through Highland and, cut a driveway to get in there. But with that amount of water, you know, obviously with a notice of intent, you're gonna have to do an order of conditions, you're gonna have to bring in a lot of fill. So there'd be a lot of engineering there, well, to get up into the back, because it's low. You see what I'm saying, where that pipe is, I mean, it's a valley right there. So if you wanna carve a driveway up there, you know, that would just, you know, like I brought up to you, the fact that the water's going there, I think we're better off kinda letting it go there. And like I said, go around the other side, because there is frontage on the other side. It is on the Spencer side. I talked to Spencer on Ether Drive.
Okay,
They just want a driveway permit.
okay, that's great.
So the land up top is better anyways. So if we can figure something out where I can still get, I mean, Randy from the planning board didn't have a problem.
Nope.
I talked to Kurt
Nope.
about it. There's no issues, so
Nope.
I think that avoids a lot of this problem anyways, because there is not a significant, but there's a good amount of wetland down in that area, so.
Well, just not the wetlands there, you have to go through the process, but to accommodate all that stormwater, and I still have the
stormwater,
space to develop the
We'd
size
have
of
to
the
flag
house.
it, and then you have bylaws that say you might have to peer review it.
Yeah,
Yep, so now I'd have to pay a consultant because the burden would be on me, right?
yeah, but that's,
Consultant fees, well, I mean, if
That-
we get into a point where you say, oh, the wetland line's here, and I think it's here, or my engineer thinks it's here,
yeah,
that's when a consultant can come into play, right?
correct, if you
Yes.
disagree with my
Correct.
recommendation, yeah.
So,
But that would be the list of the costs that you're looking to.
Oh, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know,
Your higher cost on that lot would be stormwater.
yeah. What
Sure.
I don't understand about the stormwater, though, is if it's a private way, I thought it was like infrastructure or drains
Any
or,
disturbance over 42, over an acre, it triggers it.
yeah,
So you need to accommodate, especially, I mean, that's
That's what I was trying to explain to
Yeah.
the property owner too, because in
Yeah.
'96, he had this A&R plan done. He had
Yeah,
perks,
you
he
didn't
had
have
perks
that.
done, but
Yeah,
now you have stormwater that
Yeah.
needs to be, you know, you can't get a permit without any of these things.
no,
If there's anything within 100, we're gonna need a notice of intent,
yep,
and so there's just a lot of bylaws that gotta be followed from '96 is a different time.
right. So clearly that would be a decision that you're gonna have to make with him.
Yeah,
Right.
we've already discussed that.
Yeah.
But I was just
So what-
making that clear for him.
Yeah, what he's trying, so he approached me to, instead of accessing lot 5 through Highland, to go through, what's the name of the road?
Ethier.
Ethier, yeah.
Ethier,
Ethier, Ethier,
some
whatever,
people,
yeah.
yeah. Ethier, yeah. But then he's right on Spencer side, so I consulted the planning board to see if they had any objection or, or building department, and they didn't, so it doesn't really matter how he accessed the site, but because he hates Spencer, it appears that he contacted Spencer, the only thing they're requesting is a driveway permit. So he'll be avoiding all the wetlands, and we will not have to remediate the water discharge from the resident across the street.
Because, yeah, I know there's nothing he can do. I know there's
Yeah.
nothing he can do there, because the amount of water that he's pumping out of there,
And as far as our stormwater rules and regulations, if my recommendation at some point would be to give him a hardship waiver,
Oh, yeah.
because he doesn't have any other way to put the water. But clearly now I'd like to hear from Mr. Burlingame. Douglas, are you there?
hello? See, it looks like the phone's on mute.
No.
That's not him.
That's
Oh,
not him.
that's not him?
He's the 860 number.
Mr. Burlingame?
You want me to try to call him?
Give me one sec, I'm texting him now.
Okay.
His wife Louise, he's probably,
I'm texting him.
he's probably yelling at her. But yeah, I think that way there would just avoid all those issues. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, right, I mean,
I think that makes the most sense.
he can't get rid of his water. The time you're gonna spend the money, the engineering, the infrastructure, all this other stuff. Oh, there he is.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Were you listening to the conversation?
Yes,
Okay.
I was.
Okay, do you have anything to add?
I only have the what I have from 1996, accepted plan by the town, the planning board, which allowed for a driveway to go to the back and avoid those wetlands altogether at the time.
I mentioned to him, there was never an approved septic design. You need an approved septic design.
Yeah.
He had an A&R plan drafted.
So what you have from the planning board, Mr. Burlingame, it's an approved not required, which means it's not a subdivision and it does not apply any rules from the planning board. As it is my understanding that there's nothing else than that. Now, whether you make the decision to have your driveway being cut in through Highland Road or to Ethier Drive,
Yeah. Road.
that's a decision that you can make, but the town does not have any objection.
Yeah, okay. Whatever way works for everybody involved. I
Okay?
know that land has been wet and the natural swale and everything leading to the actual pond on the other lot has
Yeah,
always been there. And it needs to stay there from what I know without doing something drastic, so.
correct.
Are you building this house for you or for him?
Oh, I'm not building a house for him. I'm
Oh.
just buying the land from him.
Oh,
But I wanna make sure I get this straightened out before we do that.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Because it's a
guess,
good amount of water. It's a
Yeah.
lot of water.
so you need to confirm with the other departments, I can't speak for them, but in my initial conversation, neither the planning board or the building department had an issue of having the driveway on the other side.
Okay, so on the other side, for stormwater plans now, is that gonna make it a lot less if we're outside a 100-foot buffer zone and everything like
It,
that?
it doesn't
That doesn't matter?
So
Okay.
stormwater doesn't have buffer, but you need to accommodate the amount of water you're gonna be bringing into the site. So yes, it will decrease because you're not where you're,
Yeah, right.
You're
My
not-
engineer will figure that out.
right. So I will only know when you have a plan.
Like the roof drains and everything like that.
Right,
you-
and the
yeah.
driveway.
No
Now,
problem.
if you were to put the driveway right where all that wet is, so yes, you have to accommodate
But
way
that's
more
what I mean, that's what
stormwater.
I'm saying, because now
Where's
it's
this guy
non-porous.
draining his water?
Right.
Non-porous service.
Right, so if you do on the other side of the street, you don't have to accommodate for the other water that's going in.
right?
Yeah, come in from there.
Have a question, Ron?
No questions.
Okay. So, do you have anything else to add? No? So I would be recommending the commission, if you choose to have a hardship waiver for stormwater sump pump discharge for the residents on 53 Highland Road,
I need a motion.
if anybody
I'll
wants to
make that motion.
discuss. I will
Second.
need, a countdown, I'm sorry,
Oh,
I'm tired.
a voice vote.
Yes, so,
I'll make this, I'll second.
All in favor?
no, I need one at a time. Ron, yes or no?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Aye.
I'll come up with the word by the end of the
Aye.
meeting.
All opposed?
Roll call.
Roll call, thank you. We just had a roll call.
Roll call vote.
Thank you.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
think that's where we are.
Yeah.
And I'll be looking forward to the applications and.
Yeah, we'll show you where we're gonna come up in the top, show the driveway, show
Yeah.
everything. You know,
Yeah.
we'll just submit the septic design with the stormwater on it.
Yeah,
And then if you need
One
to make
step at a
changes, we'll
time.
make the revisions.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
One at a time, be looking forward to working with you, yes.
Good night, thank
The commission voted to give you a waiver, so you're no longer in violation of our stormwater. Yeah.
Keep your cellar dry.
Just keep it dry. I mean, if times that you believe the discharge can be less and you can kind of remove that, so try to work with us.
Yeah, I backed the pump up
Okay,
in the well hole, so.
okay,
Fold it up on
So
the
I'm
map.
not pumping another foot, go
Okay.
through down.
okay,
It's just enough to keep the water out of my basement.
okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sturbridge Road.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Burlingame. Do you have any other question?
Not at this time, no.
Call me anytime and, I'll talk to you soon.
Do I,
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course,
Good
have a
night.
good night.
I don't need anything?
I will show you a letter.
Okay, thank you very much, Rose.
Sturbridge Road,
At least was happiness, right?
53 Sturbridge
Where
Road.
am I?
53 Sturbridge Road.
I had issued an enforcement order to Amazon due to the sediment discharge into the wetlands and Sibley ponds that occurred on the St. Burr.
Did you
So
have to go
these-
by there today at all?
Yes.
What
These
does it
are
look
from,
like?
those are
In the
from-
morning, it was going very well, clear water. In the afternoon, they were discharging again. So this one's related to the discharge on December 18th. I will not be opening for discussion tonight because he will be attending our meeting on the 24th. And so I think it would be nice to have him here to respond.
yeah.
So tonight, I just need you to make a motion to ratify the enforcement order that I issued yesterday.
I need a motion.
I'll make that motion to ratify her enforcement order.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
If you don't mind, then just sign it as I pass by, because I will forget. Write under my name, please. Next,
City Depot.
I'll-
City Depot Road,
it appears our friend's not here.
Our-
Make it brief. I think McClure might be joining our next meeting. As we know, since he was here last time in October, he had the pile of dirt. The commission chose not to lift his cease and desist until he stabilized it. That's how we left. In the process, he was trying to work to acquire the building permit so he can do his foundation. He did get his building permit 2 weeks ago, but he still had a cease and desist that says no work is supposed to be happening on site until it was lifted. I drove by on my way to Glen Echo Lake for the drawdown, and I noticed tracking getting outside of his site, so I drove in to take a look at it. The pile was still there, not stabilized, and I spoke to him briefly, and then he pointed out the foundation was already into place, which I honestly have not even noticed, because that's not why I was there. And I was like, so I asked him, you know, your cease and desist is still in place. Conversation started getting heated, he became unprofessional, so I left, and I sent him an email that I copied the commission on. There's really nothing else to do, he worked under cease and desist, so.
His, through the chair, his problem over there is he needs that foundation and the grading to stabilize the rest of the property. I mean, he's gotta get that thing in there,
That was
because
his,
that's gonna work and help stabilize it.
yeah.
right, that was his explanation to stabilize the walls.
But he.
But the
he-
pile of dirt has not been stabilized or removed, and it has been requested by DEP since July. And they requested again through the entire time. The pile is 20 feet from the wetlands. I don't know if you have been there to see it.
Was that pile there in October? Mm-hmm. It was, huh?
Yeah, that's all the request is. I mean, if that wall and that hill has held up, it
So
all just rain and
What is he
nothing has
planning,
eroded.
what is he planning to do with that pile?
I don't know, our discussion last meeting, he was back and forth whether he was gonna take it or have it removed,
All he had to
Or
do was
tarp
cover
it.
He said he would remove it,
or,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
or he would have,
because we said you could just tarp
Tarp
it.
it.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll remove it. And we said
That's
he
how
didn't
we
have the
left.
money. He
Yeah.
said, I'll find the money to
Right.
get it removed.
Right, yeah,
and that's how it was left. I
And he
cannot,
hasn't covered it at all?
no,
he has done nothing. I'm not recommending him what to do, I just need him to remove the pile.
Well, you give him an enforcement order to get that dirt out of there, that's all.
we had a cease and desist in place, and that was gonna be lifted if once he got the dirt out of there, and he hasn't done it, so her point is he still has the cease and desist,
Well,
but
he thinks he's got his permit, so
he
he
could
can.
go
what he
put
wants.
his
But
foundation
that's
in,
not-
which he did.
That's not the case.
So I don't know which direction to go, and I'll wait for full.
With all this rain,
Commission-
what does it look like?
Well,
can't
it's
imagine.
slowly melting in, and it's going to get to the wetlands, and it's going to get outside the site. So as I stated in my email, the goal here is to avoid any further violation. It's for his own benefit. It's 20 feet from the wetlands. And at some point, his wattles and his siltation fence is not going to
Well,
hold it.
Let's give him an enforcement order to
To what?
no work accept the work needed to move that dirt.
Isn't that what the
Period.
cease and desist is?
Well, the cease and desist says that, yeah.
It stays there. He's got to get that dirt out of there.
I don't know how else to enforce it,
The state's not helping either, right?
no. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Have a good night. Yep, thank you.
How the hell? He can't afford to get it out of there, or what?
What,
I'm not,
He could have just tarped it.
I know, that's,
And then
you know,
it-
$300.
Right. And but he
he
was like,
has to secure, he has to make sure there will be no runoff.
And there's
How
no-
he will do it, it's up to him.
There's no place he can use that around his foundation, around his,
No. There's no way of moving there.
He probably plans on using it somewhere.
well, that's, I'm sure he's planning on using it.
That's all about.
He has enough dirt in there. He's
Is there
not
any
using
other
it.
place he can store it there that we'd be happy with?
No.
Would have been happy if he'd have just covered it.
That's the discretion of the commission. I'm not recommending him anything.
as long as you do something to stop it from going in the wetland, right?
Right.
So, just so I have it correct, has he been doing construction and building on a building permit that's not actually in effect because he hasn't complied with the cease and desist?
So, no, the building permit has nothing to do with the cease and desist. He
Okay.
has the permit to build. He does not have the right to build because his construction site is under cease and desist. Whether he does not understand that or he's just choosing to not comply, I don't know.
If that pile of dirt wasn't there, he would be looking pretty good.
I still don't like the fact that those hills are not stabilized, but it's
Well, it's
holding
gonna
up.
take some time.
Yeah.
I-
Yes,
I don't wanna see him tomorrow.
it has been requested since the beginning of the
July.
year.
July, right?
First EPA visit was March.
Oh, okay.
So Rose, but
So what does the DP right now say about this?
He asked him to remove the pile, to haul it away. That was
That was
DEP's
it, that was
request.
their request, not even to top it?
No, it has to leave the site.
So, right, oh,
And then they gave the hands of the commission to enforce it.
Well,
And then the
Why-
commission is
why
satisfied.
can't he top, why can't he cut, why can't he top it? Why can't he cover it up with the top?
You're gonna have to ask him. I don't know.
He said he would. Because if I remember correctly, he didn't need to put the foundation in, he needed the permit to put it in to get bank money.
Yes.
As long as he had the permit, he
Yeah.
could get bank funding.
To
Yes.
then get the
And
trucks
then he
to
used
move
that
the
money
pile.
to
Right.
remove the pile.
That
That
was
was
his-
his conversation.
Right, he
Yeah.
didn't have the money, but he had
Right.
found the money.
Yeah, but instead, he used the money, foundation's up, and the pile is still
I
there.
need to know what he's eating,
Who is
because his
eating it?
memory is pretty good. I can't remember that stuff.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty
I can
heated.
send you the
It was
link.
pretty
That
heated.
was his words. He said, I need to get money.
I mean, he's
from
word for word.
Right,
Well,
but
anyway,
I don't,
we going anywhere with this?
Like, what else can we do?
my point is, can the building environment, the building inspector environment also help us work with us saying, yeah, you have a permit, but the permit's really not
And he
effective?
did.
He did.
Yes, it's
And
on
he-
the
so he
bottom of
ignored
the
it.
permit. This permit does not
yeah,
mean.
I read
does-
that.
Yeah,
Can we threaten him with a fine, give him so many days once and for all to get that dirt out of there?
we don't find under wetlands protection, we find under stormwater. The only way I'll find him is if I have a stormwater runoff related to it. And I didn't have one today.
Really? Yeah.
So do we really have anything that can force him to get that pile off?
I can go to the site and see if the wetlands have been affected, which I don't know. I don't know if he had any breach of the erosion controls. If he had, then yes, I will issue him an enforcement order.
We issued one back in July?
He still has one, I don't think that has been lifted.
Do you think we could ask Kurt, as a courtesy to this board, to threaten to put the building permit on hold until that is solved?
I could speak to him.
That may be the only way to go.
I mean, if he thinks he's gonna lose his permit to build that house, it'd be
Maybe
cheaper to,
Set a fire under his butt.
So what's the motion?
I would make a motion to, talk to Kurt, see if he will do this board a favor and threaten the guy to put a cease on his building permit until that pile of dirt is out of there.
So a motion to request the building department to put a hold
Put a stop work order, or whatever he wants to call it.
on his permit
Until the,
Cease and desist is what's.
Need a second? I didn't.
until the cease and desist is lifted by this commission.
yeah.
So what do you want him to do with the pile?
Get it out of there.
Oh,
Will do.
been sitting still too
Amen.
long.
See, it blasts you,
Yeah.
Mitch. So the pile has to leave the site.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that,
All in
the
favor?
DEP is what told them, that's what they wanted him to do, right?
Yeah.
Move the
Initially,
pile.
yep.
Yeah, so,
Is that the motion?
I thought she seconded it. You seconded it?
I'll second it, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
All opposed?
I would like to have a roll call.
The ayes have it.
Oh, she wants a roll call.
Aye, Mitch, aye.
Ron, do I have a roll call?
Aye.
Alan, aye.
Ed, aye.
Jackie, aye.
Okay,
So am I.
okay.
All right. 220 Sturbridge Road, land disturbance application waiver.
Okay, are you aware of this property right across Kids Powers Gymnastics on Route 20? You must be
Up by the
driving by
pike?
uphill. They have their
Oh, yeah, yeah, I know right
landscaping
where it is,
company
yeah,
where they
yeah.
park the trucks there.
Yeah.
So back in 2010, they had a A&R with the planning board. So there's two parcels. It was one, they divide into two. If I'm looking at the side, this direction, the left side, it started work back in the day, with just minor grading. But then they started work on the right side this year. So they have been renewing their application with the planning board, but again, back in 2010, there were no land disturbance application, there were no stormwater regulations. So when he started work on the right side of the parcel, he was also within the wetlands. At the time, Angela was our agent, she stopped by and saw he was in violation, she requested him to file for a land disturbance application. That never happened. So when he started working on the left side, I stopped him and I said, you need to file for a land disturbance application. Back and forth, he has filed with EPA for his EPA permit for disturbance, which is part of our land disturbance application requirements. However, I would like to have a waiver from the left side because there was no change. No change has been made since 2010. And planning board has been renewing his application, so he wasn't aware of the new regulations. And because no construction is gonna be going on there, that's different from the plan that has been approved by the planning board. I don't see a need to have him file to be, under our stormwater regulations when it was approved back in 2010.
Do you need a motion?
Now, for the right side, it's different. For the right side, he broke ground this year, so I go by the date that he broke ground. So the regulations in place was here this year.
And the planning board's all set with the left side.
Yes, so he had Graves engineer going there to verify that the work he's doing now is the same as was proposed back in 2010, and then verify that nothing has changed. So given that information, I will ask the commission to approve a stormwater waiver, a land disturbance application waiver just for the left parcel, but he will file one for the right parcel when he files for the NOIs because he is within 100 foot of the buffer zone of the border vegetated wetlands there. And just for a peace of mind, he has filed his EPA permit for the entire site. So that's the reason why I'm requesting for the waiver. Part of the land disturbance application requires you to file an application with EPA. He has done that. So he'll be submitting the same paperwork to the town as he has already submitted to EPA. So I don't see a need for that. As long as he's filing for the right side parcel, I'm more than satisfied.
I'll make a motion to, issue a waiver
Great.
on the stormwater for that left parcel only.
I need a
Only,
second.
yes.
All in favor? All opposed? The ayes have it. boat ramp on the right, and the right-of-way of Roberts Boulevard.
We're gonna be discussing that next meeting. I don't have enough information
Need a
for
motion to
that.
continue it?
No,
Okay. And drawdown updates.
pretty much too much water. Water went up over 2 feet. We're gonna be changing the approach of how we drain it, and we're gonna take it from there. And if you guys can all pray to stop raining, that would be great. Other than that, South Charlton Reservoir.
Stop raining would solve a lot of problems.
South Charlton Reservoir did stop their drawdown. They reached 4 feet. They had their siphon open, they had their gate at full capacity open, and the water was still going up over the spillway. So at that point, try to draw down back to 4 feet, you'll have gone up again this week. So we have to start reconsidering drawdown managements, because I don't think this is gonna change. It's just either gonna continue like this and increase in the next decade. So, just one thing that was not there on the new business. Route 20 Charlton Oxford construction, they had a significant discharge incident at culvert number 3, which resulted in a washout along the Wall E embankment and discharge to the wetlands into a stream beyond what was permitted. So they're working on it. I met with DOT, DEP, and all the Ds and Es and Ps. They are working on the remediation plan. They have not yet approved a summary to be shared with anyone.
Whereabouts is this?
I
What's the
just wanna
address?
pass a little map around.
Where that
Do you know where
poor lady got killed in that car accident by the cement truck?
Kenneth
On the
LeBlanc
corner there.
You're- As you're starting to head up.
Yeah, but that's in Oxford.
is right on the line with town of Charlton, Oxford?
Yeah.
The wetlands,
I-
part of the wetlands is
Is it, yeah,
in
yeah,
Charlton.
yeah.
I saw that when it was happening. I actually drove by it, and
Oh, did you see it?
I could see them scratching their heads as it was just.
They had to shut the road down.
It was just
Yeah.
They
pouring
shut the
in.
westbound lane down.
It was
Yeah.
just pouring in.
It was pouring in, so,
I mean,
just
with
giving
this
an
kind of weather,
update,
what's the kind of weather we're having?
and that's what GP said, they're, they're working on it.
Exactly. You're not gonna, especially when they're digging and get raw dirt, nothing stabilized.
Is that what
If
it
that's
was?
all that happens on that road,
I guess.
they're lucky.
Well, that's what she said herself, it was like everything else held up
Exactly, yeah.
great, so, yep. Just an update in case,
Yeah.
we
I
need to
need a
know.
motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All
Yes.
opposed?
Right.